it's pretty much expected that our goals, our expectations, our visions, or the results that we see, even the life that we see for ourselves, aren't going to be the way that we had envisioned. There's going to be a number of obstacles that come up. There's going to be tests, there's going to be trials, there's going to be adversity, there's going to be a number of things that God's going to put in our way. And it's just not going to go our way all the time. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And I think it's pretty important to share because life's a roller coaster for everybody. And from the outside looking in, people's lives may look great, may look like everything that they have is going or trending in the right direction. And you may feel, just like as I have felt in the past, I'm doing all the right things. Why am I not seeing the results that I want to see? And it's very easy to question God, question your faith, and question your ability even when you're putting in all this work, doing the things that you think are the right way of doing things. Regardless of that, we're going to be put through these trials and these tests. And so today I'm going to be talking about the story of Joseph, which is found in Genesis chapters 37 through 50. And the reason why I'm talking about Joseph is because from birth to 17, Joseph, to give you some context and to set the stage, he's the son of Jacob. He's one of 7. He's Jacob's favorite kid. He's favored. Things are looking pretty bright for Joseph at that point in time, up until age 17, when he deals with his first set of trials, basically. So Joseph's father sets him up. Again, he's his favorite kid. Things are looking real good for Joe at that point in time. He's a sharp-looking guy. He's smart. All things are looking pretty good for him. 17 years old, his brothers betray him and sell him off into slavery. And he was a servant for a guy named Potiphar. And as he was a servant for this guy named Potiphar, the guy's wife starts hitting on him and trying to seduce him and sleep with him. And she did this a few times. Joseph turned it down every single time. And the last time he runs out of the house, escapes, gets out of there, but he left one of his belongings at the house. And so Potiphar shows up. The wife, obviously talks to the husband and says, she reverses it and says, Joseph tried sleeping with me. He tried seducing me. And when I screamed, Joseph ran out of the house, but he left one of his belongings here. So she basically lied to her husband. She did lie to her husband. And as a result, Joseph was put in jail. So Potiphar had Joseph sent to prison. And that is trial number 2 that he goes through. And while in prison, Joseph starts to become a leader. And he starts having these dreams and starts interpreting these dreams. And there's a guy that he's in prison with, basically, that goes to the Pharaoh, because at that point in time, the Pharaoh was having these dreams and he needed somebody to interpret what was going on. So this guy brings Joseph over to the Pharaoh. Joseph interprets his dreams. Pharaoh gets him out of prison and puts him in second in command, basically. Pharaoh at that point in time is the ruler of Egypt. So just to add some more background and context, over a span of 22 years, right? So from ages 17 to 39, that's a pretty long stretch of unfortunate and pretty bad events. Joseph went through slavery. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. Joseph was put in prison, and he did remain faithful. And that's obviously something that is pretty tough to do, dealing with any negative circumstance. How do you remain faithful, especially going through something like that, something that you didn't do? But he did. He remained faithful. And that's the message that I want to share in this video, is that no matter how long of a time period, a time frame, no matter what the adversity or the trial is, you could always bounce back. Joseph was in prison and was found out to be a leader and this guy to interpret dreams. And Pharaoh takes a shot on him. And this guy, who heard Pharaoh interpreting dreams, goes to him and says, listen, Pharaoh needs help. He needs you to help interpret these dreams. Pharaoh takes a shot on him. He's amazed by the works that he's done, takes him out of prison and makes him second in command. So the book of Genesis, again, chapters 37 through 50, is really Joseph's span of life, which was from age 17 to 110. So it was a 93-year period in total. And again, the point and message that I have for you all in this video is that it's certain that expectations that we have for ourselves aren't always going to be met. The results that we have for ourselves aren't always going to be what we had expected. There's going to be a number of trials that we're put through in life, but we have to remain consistent. We can't allow that to deter us from our faith, to make us question God, to make us question our own abilities. We have to remain consistent. And what I want to leave you all with is this verse here, because I think it's very powerful and pretty strong. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 13, it says, remember that God is always there to help you. He will not let any bad things be too difficult for you, and he will help you to stand against it. So no matter what it is that you're going through, just know that God is going to help you. He's going to give you the strength to get through whatever it is that you're going through. You may be in a situation or circumstance that you may not have expected to be in, you may not have wanted to be in, etc. But you have to remain faithful in the fact that God's going to get you through that. He's never going to put you through something that he can't pull you through. So hope you guys found value in this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications. Would love to hear any feedback that you have. Hope you guys continue to find value in the content that my brother and I are making. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it.